Here we go. Right, nice work everybody who's got up bright and early to join me this morning. Don't need anything, okay guys, so just grab a mat and that is all you need. Make sure you've got some water and we're going to get started with a nice all over body workout as always. Just using some body weight, trying to energize and uplift, especially on a slightly dark morning, right? So let's start in with some shoulder rolls. Always a nice one to start off with. Elbows out and rolling back. Good. Coming forwards. That feels nice. Bring the chin down towards your chest. Keep the arms moving. And keep the arms moving, but look up towards your ceiling. Just stretch that neck out a little bit. 2 and 1. Arms are going to sweep up and down. Up and down. Good. You can alternate which hand sweeps over if you want to, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Just trying to get that little bit of mobility through the shoulders as we sweep and sweep. Good. 2 more of these. 1 and 2. Roll the shoulders back. We're coming down and out this time. So alternating sides, just trying to stretch as far away from our body as we can, driving up that opposite elbow. As we work through the whole of our upper body and let it know that it is time to wake up. Tuesday is starting. Good. And across, 1 more on each side. So go across and across. Let's just stretch those wrists out. So flex your wrist back and then in again a couple of times on one side before switching over. Of times on this side and a couple of little wrist rolls there as well. Lovely. Same with the ankles, so just coming into some ankle rolls. So standing on one leg and rolling your ankle around, going both directions, okay? And then same leg, step it out. So we're just coming into a side lunge, trying to go out as far as you can on that mat, just so that you get that lovely stretch on your inner thigh, right? Good. A couple on this side. 2 and 1. Step it back in. Ankle rolls on the opposite leg. So rolling around both directions. Ooh, feeling wobbly. 2 and 1. And then stepping out the opposite way. Good. Out. Perfect, really lean into that knee and keep your shoulders back. I know that you know what you're doing, but I'm just here to remind you anyway. 2 more on this side. 1 and 2. Bring it back in, pedal out those feet. And then we're going to step into a forward lunge. We're just going to hold it here. Try and sink this back heel all the way down to your mat if you can, okay? You'll get a really lovely calf stretch. If it needs to be lifted a little bit, that's fine. If you can try and push back, then that should feel like a really lovely stretch. Just hold it here for a moment. 2 and 1, and then switching sides, turning around. Chest is open, heel is pushed back. 2 and 1. Turn and face center. Keep those legs quite wide, okay? You can bring them in a little bit, but just wider than your shoulders. You're just going to reach down and reach up. So you don't have to touch the floor, but try and keep your legs straight, okay? So if leg straight is coming down to here, that's fine. But just getting some full body movement in. And this should get your heart rates up a little bit, okay? Even though it's not high impact. You can go slightly slower than I am or slightly faster. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Walk those feet back in. Couple of little shoulder rolls and shake the legs out. Good stuff. You should be feeling a little bit warmer now. Grab a drink. And don't forget your challenge this week, guys. If you're joining in with our weekly challenge, it's an extra pint of water each day, right? So that's all, try and get that one in. Obviously you can go for more if you want to, but a minimum of an extra pint of water each day. Okay, so we're going to start off on the legs, a little bit of body weight, booty blasts to start off with. So feet about shoulder width apart, whatever's comfortable for you for your squats. We're just going to start in with some squats to begin with. So just regular squats, nothing different, pushing down and then squeezing on the way up. Good. So again, you can go faster or you can go slower as long as you're coming down to your maximum depth, going sinking as low as you can. Good. It is a bit of a leg burner today, just to pre-warn you guys. We're doing a nice little blast on the legs, but then we're coming down to the mat. Got some good core work as well. So we're going to do 2 more of these. 1 and 2, and then we're keeping going, but we're lifting. So it's continuous squats, but we're coming into our lateral lifts at the top there, trying to keep our body upright. So I'm not leaning and tipping over to the opposite way than my leg is lifting. Good. Lift. 1 more on each side. Extend and extend, and then keep squatting and you're kicking forwards. So you can either just do it as a leg lift, like this, or you can do it as a kick, whichever one you want to, depending on your space and perhaps depending on your energy levels. Good. So lift leg, or kick leg, kick leg. You've got to do the sound effects of the kick leg though. Good. Couple more. Let's make it 1 more on each leg now. 1 and 1, and then we're down and we're holding. This is your recovery into a squat hold. Try and get as low as you can. Should definitely be burning. Ooh. Stay low. 3 and 2 and 1. Push it up. Give those thighs a little pat down if you need to, or grab a drink. Legs woken up. They know that we're working them. Okay, good. Shake it out, staying with the legs, but not squats. You'll be glad to know you're coming into ankle taps, okay? So, 2 options as always. This is your low impact option, but my chest is staying back, forwards, right? My shoulders are back. So I'm staying nice and tall. Higher impact option is just running it through or hopping it through. Good. So you might be feeling this in your thighs already after those little squat reps that we've just done. Keep it going at your pace. Woo. 3, 2, 1 into high knees. So again, 2 options, your low impact, where you're walking it through, but still lifting those knees up nice and high, so over your hip bones, or your higher impact, where you're bouncing it through, or running it through. Good, keep going. Let's see what everyone's up to. Nice. Lifting those knees nice and high, ladies. Keep it going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final round on this one, we're into heel kicks. So kicking back our heels towards our bottoms, driving those elbows back at the same time. So we've done 1 squat round, 1 round just on movement. Next round on the legs is going to be lunges, okay? Telling you now, so you can be prepared. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Woo, shake it off. Grab a drink if you need to. Take a break at any point, okay, guys? And then just start back in when you're feeling ready. Three different options actually for this first lunge. So option number one, you're just coming into your alternate forwards lunge. So your alternate forwards lunge, changing legs each time. Slightly harder, you're going to stay on the same leg, and you're going to pulse up and down, up and down. So that's a progression. High impact one, you're going to come into squat jumps, lunge jumps. So choose whichever option is working for you. Good. If you're doing these single leg ones, I'll let you know when to change, okay? Any of them, chest open, shoulders back, sink that knee as low as you can. 2, 1, switch legs if you're on those single pulses. If you're doing the other two, keep alternating. Good. Okay, who is burning now? I'm definitely burning. Keep going. Last little set on these forward lunges for 2 and 1. And shake it off. You're still with me? Pat the thighs down if you need to. You're going to come into a curtsy lunge to side lunge. So you're going behind, back in and out. So we're staying on the same leg. Behind, in and out. Good. You've got it. At least I can see you all moving. So you're certainly moving in some direction, which is all that matters. Good. And out. Whew. Keep going. I know it's burning now. Got one more on this leg. Behind, in, and out. Pedal it through. If you just need a second, in between, and then you're going with the opposite leg. So curtsy, step in, and side. Good. Keep going. So remember to really step out on those side lunges yet, as much as you can. Good. Who's got jelly legs? Promise you're going to feel good after this. As soon as we stop, you're going to feel good. We've got 2 more on this leg. 1 and 1. Coming back to 2 and 2. And walk it through. Woo! Good stuff. Last little set on your lunges. You're coming into a reverse lunge with an overhead stretch, okay? So stepping back, arms up overhead. If you're feeling a little bit puffed, you can slow these right down. Good. So really stretch up with those fingertips. Yes, guys, looking good. Create that space in your rib cage. 2 more left, so 1 on each side. Down, reach. Down, and reach. Oh, good work, good work. The good news is we're coming down onto our mats, okay? So, if you're feeling a little puffed, like I am, you've got a little recovery just while we switch over. Bring it down onto our mats. Bring your water down with you, okay? Good. And just coming up to sitting to start off with, okay? So I just want to do a little bit of arm work before we come into our core work. How are we doing? We're doing good. Roll it back. Arms behind your head or hands behind your head. Head. Pushing up. So as if we're lifting a basketball from behind our head and extending up overhead. So I'm sitting up, nice and tall. You can have legs crossed or you can have them out in front. Keep going here. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come over onto all fours. You can either be directly in all fours for this one, or you can come into that 3/4 plank position where your knees are behind your hips and you dip them forwards. We're coming into shoulder taps. So arm and core work here, yeah? Trying to stop your hips from wobbling too much side to side. Good. Keep going. Progression still. If you want to, for those of you who've been doing this for a while, you're coming up into your full plank and then coming into your shoulder taps. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. You're back around to sitting, nice and tall, or you can come up to kneeling if you prefer. Back into these presses. So even though we're not using any weights here, and obviously if you wanted to make this harder, you would add some weights in here, you should actually still be feeling it, right? Especially after that first set of shoulder taps. You're going to be feeling this probably across the back of your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Spinning around onto all fours or into your plank, whichever one you're doing, back into those shoulder taps. So really brace through the core here. You can slow it right down. Your hips are going to rock slightly, right? But try, when you transfer that weight, to keep those hips facing forwards. The way that we do that is just to brace that core. So belly button, back to spine. 3, and 2, and 1. Pop your bottom back onto your heels. Stretch out into child's pose. How you doing, team? Definitely woken up now. Okay, pushing back around, you're coming around onto your back, okay? So rolling over, and just take a second to get comfortable, find your positioning, breathe. Okay, so on your back, you've got your feet tucked in towards your bottom, your knees are bent. We're going to start off with some bridges, okay? So starting off just with some basic bridges for everybody to begin with. Rolling your hips up, squeezing your glutes at the top there. Let's hold for the count of 3, and then rolling back down. So you can either have your arms relaxed down by your side, or you can have them spread open like a scarecrow. As soon as you come down, reconnect that core, belly button back to spine, roll your hips up and hold. Good. I'm not going to count, okay, because everybody's going to be doing it at a slightly different pace, but as long as you just keep that nice fluid momentum going, hold for the count of 3 at the top, and really concentrate in on squeezing those glutes at the top there. Good. We're going to do 2 more of these, okay? Perfect. Up. And then when you've done your final one, if you just bring your knees into your chest, hug them out. If you want to rock slightly side to side, then do. And then returning those feet to the floor. We're going to come into some bicycle legs next, okay? And I'll run through the options for you. So option number 1, if you want to bring your hands just underneath your bottom, just to take any pressure away from that lower spine, then you can. You're going to keep your knees quite close into your torso, and you're just going to pedal your legs through like this. Okay, so the progressions for this one are the further away, just like toe taps, the further away you bring those legs from your body, the harder it is. The straighter you cycle those legs, the more intense it's going to feel on those abs, okay? So find your pace, find your spot, and keep going here. Good. So try not to hold your breath, just keep breathing, and cycle those legs. Good. Now obviously you can speed your legs up, or you can slow them down, it's up to you. At any point it feels like it's too much on your lower back, rock those knees in towards your chest and reset, okay? Last little set for 2 and 1. Slowly drop those knees back down into the start of your bridge position. We're going to go for some bridges here, but this time we're going to roll up and we're going to pulse. So coming up as high as you can, you're pulsing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're rolling back down. Good. So again, in your own time, I won't count this one because we all go at a different pace, but just make sure that you pulse the count to 4 at the top before you roll it back down. Good stuff, guys. Keep going here. Okay, you're going to do 2 more. So wherever you are at, just count yourself in for 2 more of these bridges with pulses. Rolling down, remember, a nice smooth movement, vertebrae by vertebrae. When you're done, hug those knees into your chest again. Either one or both in together. Good. And then you're going to reset. You're going to come back into those bicycle legs, okay? I'm going to give one more option for you this time. So either, again, knees nice and close into your body, or dropping them further away. And if you want to progress it further, you're going to come up into a little crunch at the same time. So obviously don't do the crunch if you've got a diastasis that you're still trying to heal, or if you've got a C-section scar that feels like it's pulling, leave this crunch out. Otherwise, you can add that in with the legs. Coming over to have another look at you. Good. Loads of different options going on, which is what I like to see. You're going for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Bring those knees into your chest. We're going to finish off, last little move, with some side planks, okay? And then we'll go into our stretches. So for those of you that need to zip off, just so you know where we're at. So roll across onto your side, grab a drink if you need to, team, okay? This is the last little set. So bring that elbow all the way underneath your shoulder. If you know what you're doing, crack on. Otherwise, I'm going to run through the options. Option number 1, bottom knee is bent, you're lifting up and you're dropping those hips. So we're trying to create that nice straight line from my shoulder to my hip to my knee, and then we're lowering back down again, okay? Remember, these are a full body weight exercise, so they are tricky. Option number 2, keep that bottom leg bent, but hold. So you're pushing up from the knee, creating a straight line. If I pull my top in, you can see, and hold. Okay, and then some of you might be going into the full side plank. If you're doing the full side plank, just make sure that your ankles are stacked, okay? So it's not too much pressure on that bottom ankle, and hold. Good. So whichever option you're going for, if you start to feel your hips dipping, just reset, okay? Otherwise you're going to put too much pressure on your back. 3, 2, and 1, coming down, coming across onto your opposite side. Again, just take a second to make sure that that elbow is underneath your shoulder, right? Because if it's out here, you're going to be putting too much strain on that joint. Okay, and then when you're ready, whichever option you're doing, go for it again. And you might find that you can get slightly higher on one side, or that it's easier on one side, which is completely natural because we're not 100% balanced in terms of strength and mobility from one side to the other. And again, either coming down, resetting and lifting, keeping on coming up and coming down, or really bracing and holding. Good. You're going for 4, 3, 2, And one, drop that hip. We're coming into our stretches, guys. So roll across onto all fours. We're going to come into a thread the needle. So you're going to bring one arm underneath your torso, sink that shoulder all the way down to the mat. I'm just moving my hand forward so that you can see what I'm doing, but you keep your hand wherever's comfortable. So your bottom's high in the air. You should feel that lovely stretch all across the shoulders. Hold. Good. 2 and 1. Pushing back up onto all fours and coming around in the opposite direction. So I'll show you from this angle. You're looping underneath, shoulder dropping to the floor, and stretch and hold. Really, really, really lovely stretch, this one. Just hold it here. A couple of nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, pushing back up. We're going to stretch the legs out because obviously we did a whole load of leg work at the top there. So you're going to come up high. You're going to bend your front knee and then you're going to dip your hips forwards. So you should feel this stretch through the hip flexor on the back leg. So really, if you keep your bottom up here, you're not going to feel much, but if you dip those hips and come forwards, that should feel really good. So hold it here. Good. When you're ready, you're going to drop your hands down to the floor, either side of the leg that's out front. You're going to flex those back toes and you're going to push up and try and sink again that heel down towards your mat. You should now feel that coming into the calf on the outstretched leg. Hold. Nice work, team. We're almost done. Okay, drop that knee back down, switching sides. So first of all, coming up nice and high, and then pushing your hips forward. This is where you feel it, right? Good. Hold it here. And then when you're ready, when you feel that stretch starting to ease off, hands down, either side, flex the toes, push up, sink that heel back. The more stretches that you do, the better, okay? So if anybody does have to rush off, just keep moving, do the school run, and then try and stretch off those legs especially, because that was quite an intense little leg section we did at the start there. Drop that knee, coming back around to sitting. One leg extends, other leg is tucked in, and you're going to reach down along that straight leg. Let's hold it here. Good. Okay, so those of you who've joined me live should absolutely be feeling like you've woken up. No more coffee needed. Who needs coffee and caffeine? Just need to go through a body blast to get the day started. Switch sides. And if you're doing this one on repeat, who knows what time of day it is, but you should be feeling slightly sweaty, to be honest. I'm feeling slightly sweaty. Hold it here. Good, keep stretching that leg out. Get rid of this little timer message. Okay, bringing the soles of your feet together then. Sitting up, so just take a second to get comfortable. Using your elbows to drive those knees down towards your mat and tipping forwards. Depends on how flexible you are as to how low you're going to get with these ones, but as long as you're trying to drive those legs out. Good. And breathe. 2 and 1. Sitting back up, however is comfortable. You're going to swing your arms around onto one side, turn and face in the opposite direction. Make sure those shoulders are drawn down and away from your ears. Get that lovely stretch down through the front of your neck, into your chest there. Close your eyes just for a second. And then when you're ready, opposite side. So bring those arms across, Turn and look in the opposite direction. Breathe. Good. 2 and 1. You're going to pull, really try and pull your shoulders down towards your mat, so let your arms go heavy. So really making some length in your neck, and then you're going to look up towards your ceiling. So your chin goes up and your shoulders come down. And then you're going to do the opposite, okay? You're going to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and your chin down towards the chest. And you can either make this quite a fluid stretch, so just keep on switching over, or you can hold it for a little bit longer, whichever feels nice for you. It's quite a nice one for the neck, this. 2 and 1. Wrap those arms around, pull those shoulder blades apart, hollow out that stomach, so belly button all the way back to spine. If you want to lower your neck here, or your chin rather, then you can. And then you're going to open up, chest comes out, shoulder blades squeeze, and you're just going to pin your arms back here. Hold. Good. Again, wrap them around, hollow out, tuck your chin, and then chest out, squeeze your shoulder blades, draw back. One more of these. Hollow out, and open up. Good, let's finish off with a couple of shoulder rolls back to where we started, oh, a lifetime ago, with those shoulder rolls back, and then forwards, and a double, and shake it all off. Amazing work, you guys. I hope, oh, looking this way, high five, high five. I hope you're feeling good. We've still got you. Hope you're feeling energized and ready to attack the day ahead. Take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye.